Welcome to part 2 of my Revit template. In this template, I'm going to show a small construction project of a retail space for like a kickoff meeting between the owner and the construction manager, and displaying information for how much the building may cost, how much the electricity usage may be for the building. If solar panels are involved, how would that reflect cost? So I'm going to try to put this together in 15 minutes just to see how strong this template is in extracting data. So in the 15 minutes, it's going to be like a 15-minute kickoff meeting. Win, lose, or draw. It's nothing scripted or anything like that. I'm kind of just doing this just to be doing it. Small retail space. So first I'm going to start off with my wall type or what. If it's going to be some type of brick or clad siding or anything, and it's gonna be a simple rectangle. I'm not gonna do anything fancy, just real quick. Check my exterior wall and make sure that my justification lines are in the correct location. I don't want my brick on the interior side of my wall. Alright, place a few more walls onto the interior side just to divide the spaces up. I could draw more walls or copy array. It's abundance of commands I could use here. There we go. I'm going to place my structural slab in for my foundation, or my foundation slab. And normally I lock these just in case my exterior walls start move in or out if I'm making changes, so with my slab, so I'm not repeatedly making that change over and over and over again, especially on a project this small. Project a little more complex, it gets a little more difficult to manage and control that way unless you're that good. And I'm going to place a second slab, structural slab, in for the rooftop. I'm not going to lock those. I'm trying to hurry up and get this done. See if I can accomplish this. Alright, so next I'll place a few doors in and towards the rear. I'm not going to place a door in the front. I'm just going to place a curtain wall. That way I'm not trying to place a door in a curtain wall and do all that extra stuff. And I can just place this in here. I can move this stuff later. Place it on coursing and everything. And one thing nice about everything as a parametric, it's fully parametric. Things can slide and move and shift without you having to redraw or actually touching the model itself. As long as the parametric is correct, you cause less errors touching the model. The more times you touch the model, more errors you can inflict on Revit, which can actually lock up and freeze up things. And you don't always want that with Revit, especially when the deadline is Friday at 12 o'clock and everything locks up. And so I can actually change and move those doors without even touching it, you know. And that's the whole thing about Revit, you know, make everything a parametric. There's nothing real you'll have to do. I mean, you can control it from an Excel file. You know, that's the engineer's dream. Now I'm going to place the curtain wall towards the front, or storefront. Okay, go to the roof plan. Look at that. I got too many roofs in here. Maybe so. And solar panel. Alright, I'm going to place a solar panel here. A typical solar panel. I'm going to do solar panel per unit. I check my time. I didn't check my time. I kind of just started. I'm going to guess I got 10 minutes left. So I'll take the 12:48. I'll hurry up and do this. So now you want to slow down. Right when I just got to do the solar panels and the lights. Kind of guessing here. Probably not the wise thing to do, but I'm gonna go less than that. But this is going to determine if this building can become a net zero based on these solar panels here per square foot. A lot of people think you can just get solar panels and be net zero. It's like, ah, space too. Alright, so there's my solar panels on my rooftop. So those are in. Now I just got to kind of, you know, tell Revit what these rooms are. You know, I have to have a usage for these rooms. Kind of forget where things are because I use the MEP side and the architecture side are a little different. So from my engineering side, I got to put the spaces in. For the architecture side, I place the rooms in, and then I necessarily have to place the actual space in the room in correctly. So normally what you want to do is like you have to tell it what the height of the floor to floor heights are. And once you get to the floor to floor height, you have to go at least an additional 1/4 of an inch above the floor to floor height, just so that you cover your slither space. And that kind of helps your calculations in Revit. So you got to kind of make sure that that stuff is correct. And if you're an Ecotech person, you're going from Revit to Ecotech, you definitely got to make sure that you cover that slither space and some of these other programs as well. So now I got to, you know, make sure that the space is occupiable. Had to go through all this good stuff. You know, you give it a, you know, a FM, facility management schedule, is what I call it. You give all construction type and etc. You know, so this is the data part of Revit that you have to sit down and actually boredom and type all this stuff in, and this is what improves your performance. So this stuff is very important. It's very, very, very important that gets done. All right, so next step, I'm just gonna sketch the rear portion real quick. Wall type here. Interior partition, just so I can get an electrical room or a furnace room or whatnot. And make something. I'll make a bathroom as well. I won't put the fixtures in. Alright, so I go to the ceiling plan. I need to get in here for my light fixtures. Drywall. I should have changed that. And then the trustworthy tab lets you cycle through and select additional items within Revit that's hard to select. Just tab and shift tab lets you cycle backwards. So there's my grid and my JIT board. Got my spaces in there. It probably eliminated the space inside these two rooms, so these two would be calculated as two different rooms and spaces, where this would be one. Alright, so there's my light fixture. I'll start towards a little bit. And this becomes fun in Revit. Well, I got 1 minute. I'm almost done. One minute to finish, and then I'll show data. I have to go a little bit over the 15 minutes. I don't know why Revit does that. It's heavy. I'm just gonna throw something in here real quick. And normally you get a fish line, but it's not getting it. It's playing toys with me. Alright, but who cares, right? Jackpot. Alright, I'll make up something. Let's just put this in here. Alright, so I got all this in here. I don't have time to put the joist in and all that. I would have put the joist in and kind of gave a little more description to this, but just a long story short, I want to draw a couple of sections in here just to kind of show you the level of the thought process during the kickoff meeting can be. And, if somebody's at control of the wheel. Now I'm just going to cut a quick section through here. And if you've seen the first video, you probably already seen this, so probably nothing really fancy to see again. I'll just show it quickly, but so a lot of that stuff is already detailed, and this is more of a level 1, which enables you to kind of can discuss the detail. I mean, of course, we kind of know that's a simple detail, but I mean, some things could happen here. We can easily just come in here and start to detail this and clean it up. without it being a heavy burden, on your processor and all that stuff like that. I mean, 'cause this is coming in detail, and it's not even killing my processor, and this laptop's not the greatest. But there's just more that you can kind of do with this template here. Especially if you're looking at speed. I mean, this is keynoted, which is going to my schedule already. I mean, we want the caulk in the back garage. We want. I mean, we can go on and on and on. We get the glass, the glazing. We can bring that speed to life here. I can even do. I can put the. I can even put that in there. The anchors in there. Even coming through a door, just for a typical door section or risk. And we got to realize that this is a 3D model now, and if an owner had access to view this through a viewer, a lot of people are starting to come out with. I mean, they can cut their own sections, and every wall will have this section through it without losing process through your processor. I mean, my computer could do it. I mean, some of these corporations' computers do it. These owners could do this. They can just cut their section and kind of know what it looks like. Just in case they want to do updates or make change. And that's that same detail. I could put that one back with the caulking and the back rod and all that. I mean, but if you want a type of firms that do just strictly concrete buildings, I mean, you can have this stuff pre-scripted already, ready to drag and drop. Oh, I almost forgot about the furnace. And I'm telling you now, I'm not a mechanical engineer or anything like that. I'm not going to design your furnace system or anything like that, but I'll just put something in here. I don't even know what that is. I just grab something, I think. And I think it's a chiller on the roof, and I think I'm placing it inside of a room here. Positive that's not correct. Yeah, it is the air handling unit, but we're gonna put it in here. You can pretend it's on the roof or somewhere. All right, so now I got that in there. I'll just kind of pinpoint my last detail here, just for the jams. I'm not sure if I want to do this or not. I think I'm doing is just changing scale so that way it shows better. But I can read that. And so all that stuff kind of pre-shows. That. But getting to the finale of it is once you start having this information, I could check my data. And kind of catch what my light. There's my lights. I mean, everything popped in. I mean, how many lights I have, how many lamps I have. What's the how many watts, annual watts, and how much is the cost for those lights. So all that stuff's in there. It pops right in. There's that chiller or whatever it was. I put it in, but that has how many hours it's going to run. Variable drive can be added to that. That's the wattage of that thing. It's probably something I probably forgot to add in. Oh, I forgot to add in how much the local utility is going to charge me, between 12 to 18 cents or whatever that is. All that stuff pops in there. And it kind of gives you what the electrical, so we kind of know what's happening. Now here go those solar panels. So that's how many watts I'm getting kicked back, for my 4.5 sun hours, on an average daily basis. So I was just there. What I do, I probably did about 25 minutes. I went 10 minutes over, but just trying to get the gist of this. So real quick, I probably got my ceiling and stuff too high. I kind of threw it all in there without looking, but nice and clean. That's still nice and clean. Maybe a little easier with a mouse, but that's the finale. I'd like to thank everybody for checking me out. So this model's simple. A more complex model needs a little more Q&A, Q&C, quality assurance, quality control, to export this data the way it's supposed to be exported, and the quality assurance, make sure that the data is correct. The quality control controls the data, make sure it's not getting erroneous just all over the board. Sometimes this data just gets manipulated because no one's paying it any attention. So you gotta have a control over. So this is kind of the era of that I see architecture is now. But thanks for viewing the presentation. Any comments or questions? The email is cmclean at omgreen.group.org.